College English Test, Band 4, Part 2, Listening Comprehension. Section A, Directions. In this section, you will hear 3 news reports. At the end of each news report, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. Both the news report and the questions will be spoken only once. After you hear a question, you must choose the best answer from the 4 choices marked A, B, C, and D. Then mark the corresponding letter on answer sheet 1 with a single line through the center.
News Report 1. A JetBlue Airlines flight from West Palm Beach to New York City was forced to turn around and land Sunday morning after the plane struck a bird. The flight from Palm Beach International Airport to LaGuardia Airport turned around just minutes after takeoff, following the strike. No injuries were reported on the plane, and the flight took off once again 7.5 hours after the first attempt. It was like a split second of panic that resulted in this nervous reaction on the plane, said passenger Brian Healy. There was total quiet, and then there was relief when the plane came to a stop. An email from JetBlue read, "Our team is working to accommodate customers on later flights."
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard. Question 1. What do we learn about the JetBlue Airlines flight from the news report? Question 2. How did the passengers feel when the plane came to a stop, according to Brian Healy? News Report 2. A deadly snake, which had finally been tracked down after escaping a zoo, has slipped away for the second time. The poisonous snake forced the closure of the attraction last week when staff noticed the disappearance. After 6 days of desperate searching, he was eventually found and placed in a supposedly secure area. But it seems the animal is no fan of the zoo, because yet again he is out on the loose. The snake is a relative newcomer to the zoo, but has already been frustrating its staff. The staff believe he squeezed himself out of a gap located around new energy-saving bulbs installed inside the snake house. He was only found the first time around because staff brought in a special machine to trace him inside a wall opening. This kind of snake is one of the most deadly and poisonous in the wild, and they can range from 3 to 5 meters in length.
Questions 3 and 4 are based on the news report you have just heard. Question 3. What do we learn about the deadly snake from the news report? Question 4. How have the zoo staff been feeling about the snake? News Report 3. Electric bikes have been the craze in downtown Jacksonville since they were first introduced earlier this month as a 1-year pilot program. But they're leading to safety concerns, mainly at night, when some riders don't follow the rules of the road. As the night goes on, groups of riders are often seen traveling in just about every direction in the streets and on pedestrian paths. That is increasing the probability of dangerous accidents. Electric bike riders have to follow all the same rules as you would if you were in an automobile. That means no running red lights or traveling in the opposite direction of traffic on one-way streets. City Council member Anna Cumber was instrumental in introducing the electric bikes to Jacksonville as a way to bring new life into downtown, and she's aware of the concerns. Cumber said people can have fun, but both drivers and riders are responsible for paying attention while on the road. And never assume the driver is going to stop or see you.
Questions 5 to 7 are based on the news report you have just heard. Question 5. What do we learn from the news report about the introduction of electric bikes into Jacksonville? Question 6. What are electric bike riders supposed to do? Question 7. Why did City Council member Anna Cumber advocate the introduction of electric bikes into Jacksonville?
Section B, Directions. In this section, you will hear 2 long conversations. At the end of each conversation, you will hear 4 questions. Both the conversation and the questions will be spoken only once. After you hear a question, you must choose the best answer from the 4 choices marked A, B, C, and D. Then mark the corresponding letter on answer sheet 1 with a single line through the center. Conversation 1.
What's the best way to teach children how to save and spend their money?
You should make money a regular topic of discussion. It's best to start young, so it's instinctive rather than a scary subject.
In our family, we talk openly about things like the budget for holidays, how taxes reduce your income, and how to shop around for the best deals.
Indeed, it's also essential to make money real for children through practical examples. Working out how much we save using discount pizza coupons, for example, is much more relevant than abstract sums.
We also give our kids pocket money, and the amount they get is linked to chores such as putting the bins out and emptying the dishwasher.
We do that too, and it's paid according to their age. £2 for each year, so they can see some progression.
Teaching them to save is important. We opened a savings account when they were young. After birthdays and Christmas, they would go to the branch and deposit their gift money.
Oh, I hadn't considered doing that. In our house, we have transparent money boxes for them to put small change in so they can see their savings grow.
When the time is right, I'll start talking to our children about investing and show them how the money saved for their further education has grown.
I am always talking to my elder daughter about the importance of saving into a pension. She's just started a part-time job and was thinking of not contributing to her pension. Luckily, I managed to persuade her otherwise.
Yes, it's such an important lesson to learn.
Questions 8 to 11 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Question 8. What should we do with the topic of money, according to the woman? Question 9. How does the woman say money can be made real for children? Question 10. What is the common practice between the man and the woman? Question 11. What is the woman always talking about to her elder daughter?
Conversation 2.
Welcome to Books in Review. Our guest today is John Banks, the author of the best-selling new book, Rewarding Success.
Glad to be here, Jane.
Your book has sold 2 million copies, but before we discuss why it's getting so much attention, let's talk about your background. You're an economist and spent 2 decades teaching at universities?
I spent 25 years as a professor, actually, and then, for the last 10 years, I've worked as a political consultant, advising politicians at the national level about problems in our country.
You discuss 3 of those problems in the book: improving public education, reducing our nation's healthcare burden, and increasing personal savings. But your ideas about education are the most controversial.
Absolutely. A lot of people think I'm trying to punish students who aren't doing well, when actually my goal is to give all students more incentive to succeed.
I'm not sure I agree with you. Your proposal to pay cash rewards to students who get good grades is a particular problem. What about students who don't get good grades? It seems like you're blaming them for not succeeding, when poor performance in school isn't a child's fault.
But my proposal is not just to reward students with good grades, but also students who show improvement.
Okay, another criticism of the plan is the cash rewards themselves. Where will the money come from?
If students do better, we'll spend less on schooling. So in the end, the rewards will pay for themselves.
What about now? How will we fund the rewards in the meantime?
Well, by increasing taxes or moving money from other areas of the budget into education.
Questions 12 to 15 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Question 12. What do we learn about the man? Question 13. What does the woman say is the most controversial? Question 14. What does the man say is his real goal? Question 15. What will be one option for funding the proposed rewards, according to the man? Section C. Directions. In this section, you will hear 3 passages. At the end of each passage, you will hear 3 or 4 questions. Both the passage and the questions will be spoken only once. After you hear a question, you must choose the best answer from the 4 choices marked A, B, C, and D. Then mark the corresponding letter on answer sheet 1 with a single line through the center.
Passage 1. I met 3 different people today, and each time when I asked, "How are you?" the reply was exactly the same. I'm busy. Honestly, I hear the same answer from the vast majority of people I meet. So I started to think, guess what? Everybody's busy. I'm busy, you're busy, everybody's busy. So you being busy doesn't make me sympathetic at all, because busy is the state of the world. So I'm launching a campaign to stop people complaining about being busy. It may sound harsh, but the truth is, nobody cares. In a busy world, being busy doesn't stand out, nor does it mean productive, creative, accomplished, or professional. Steve Maraboli once said, when someone tells you they are too busy, it's not a reflection of their schedule, it's a reflection of your spot on their schedule. Donna Lynn Hope has also remarked, busy doesn't mean better. I have never envied a busy person, the one who likes to point out their busy lives to others. The reality is, nobody's too busy. It's just about priorities. So the next time someone asks you how you are, maybe respond differently. In my experience, the I'm busy response is really covering up the fact that they're not actually accomplishing their real purpose. And being busy is the lie they tell themselves about why they can't achieve it.
Questions 16 to 18 are based on the passage you have just heard. Question 16. Why is the speaker launching a campaign? Question 17. What does the speaker advise us to do next time someone asks us how we are? Question 18. Why do many people make the I'm busy response, according to the speaker? Passage 2. More and more people are taking up extreme sports like snowboarding, skateboarding, mountain biking, and many more. Why are these sports becoming so popular? One thing that extreme sports do better than perhaps anything else is to help you stop being afraid. It may sound strange to say that their main function is to induce fear, but after a time, your fear response to other things in life will be dramatically reduced. After all, if you can jump out of a plane or off a bridge, then you can face anything else easily. When doing extreme sports, you have to become more focused. You'll be pushed to your limits, and if you aren't focused, you'll make dangerous mistakes. Learning to be this focused when enjoying extreme sports will help you to be focused at work, keeping you more productive and ultimately more successful. It's great to stay fit and healthy, but standard exercise routines and sports only work the same muscles repeatedly. With extreme sports, you'll be working entirely different muscles, and that means you get an all-over workout. Extreme sports also burn a lot more calories than other sports. Skateboarding, for example, can burn as many as 500 calories per hour. Basketball burns around 300 in the same time. When you find that you can overcome the physical or mental challenges involved in extreme sports, you'll feel superhuman, and your self-confidence will be at an all-time high.
Questions 19 to 21 are based on the passage you have just heard. Question 19. What may sound strange to say about extreme sports? Question 20. Why should one be highly focused when doing extreme sports? Question 21. How can extreme sports benefit us more than standard exercise routines and sports? Passage 3. Most of us have been in teams or organizations where we've had conflict with the people that we're working with around the ideas or decisions that we're discussing. Conflict is natural. We all bring different life and work experiences to the table. We all have different personality preferences and tendencies. We're not all going to have the same ideas on how to approach policies, programs, or problems. But too often, we get caught in this place where conflict is perceived to be negative, something we want to avoid so that we can maintain the harmony of our workplace. This could be because some people want to avoid conflict at all costs. After all, they still have to work together. But this kind of artificial harmony isn't the answer. Productive conflict is a vital part of teams and organizations that want to push forward and do more. Without conflict, we're often stuck in this artificial harmony where people don't express potentially innovative ideas for fear that they may start conflict with others. But if you're in a place where you have a basis of trust, conflict can be extremely productive. It can lead to increased innovation and greater trust on teams. It may be an uncomfortable process, but good leaders and healthy teams recognize that productive and healthy conflict is an important part of how they function.
Questions 22 to 25 are based on the passage you have just heard. Question 22. What does the passage say about conflict in organizations? Question 23. Why do some people want to avoid conflict at all costs? Question 24. Why is productive conflict important for teams and organizations? Question 25. What does productive conflict need as a basis?
That's the end of listening comprehension.